Genevieve speaking. In this lecture, we're looking at data visualization, the use of graphical displays to summarize and present information about a data set. Specifically, we're looking at summarizing data for two variables using more charts. Last time, we showed how to use clustered column charts. We'll add 100% stacked column charts and scatter charts and trend lines. Excel calls clustered column charts what your text call side-by-side charts, bar charts. And it calls 100% stacked column charts what your text calls stacked bar charts. Scatter charts in Excel corresponds to charted diagram in the text. We're again using our restaurant dataset. We used it last time to build our table 2.10 and our clustered column or side-by-side charts, which corresponds to figure 2.9 in our text. We could have constructed a 100% stacked column or stacked bar chart instead, which correspond to figure 2.10 in our text. So let's do that now. I'm right-clicking on my chart area, going to change chart type, and I'm going to choose 100% stacked column. Okay. What I get is the percent frequencies stacked on top of one another. Because I did get the percent frequency stacked on top of one another for each bill price range, I'm change that vertical axis label to reflect that. In addition to changing my chart title. A stacked bar chart that display frequencies as opposed to percentage frequencies is called a stacked column chart, as opposed to 100% stacked column chart. So when I change my chart type here, that's what I chose, stacked column chart. Now let's turn to our stereo data set. It records 10 instances of the number of commercials shown for a stereo and sound equipment store, and the sales in hundreds of dollars during the week following the commercials. We're now going to use a scatter diagram, which is a plot of points with each point having coordinates corresponding to values on two quantitative variables. Select my data and insert a scatter plot or chart. I've changed the title and added the axis titles. Now I select my chart area, go to chart elements, axis, and more options. I want to select the vertical axis and start at 35, maximum of 65, and measure units 5. Next, back to the chart element, I click up, and I'm going to add a trend line. Finally, I've selected the line and I want to change the dash type to solid line. Here we go. When we selected the trend line, by default, it selected a linear trend line. We define a trend line or linear trend line as a line providing an approximation of the relationship between two quantitative variables. Note that the linear trend line, as explained on this page of supportoffice.com, for example, is the result of a regression analysis performed by Excel. So Excel drew that trend line by using the estimated regression equation of y on x here cells on number of commercials. And this concludes our presentation about summarizing data for two variables using stacked bar charts and scatter diagrams along with a trend line.